Today we are going to learn the first poem. The name of the poem is Song of the Open Road. It is written by an American poet, Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman is often called the father of free verse. His major work is Leaves of Grass. His widely popular poem is O Captain, My Captain. The present poem, Song of the Open Road, is taken from Leaves of Grass. It is a beautiful blend of self-awareness, free will, and tenderness of heart. The poet realizes that life teaches us real wisdom. The road is open to rich as well as poor. Here is the first stanza of the poem. Afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me. The long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. In this stanza, there are two new words. The first one is afoot, which means on foot. The second one is light-hearted, which means without cares or cheerful. From this stanza, we know some important points. They are: the speaker is setting out on the open road on foot. He is without any care. He says that he is healthy. He is free to go anywhere. The word brown indicates that the journey is long. His destination is not fixed. He is in complete control of his life. He is in charge and he is only deciding which path to choose. He has chosen the path on which rich and poor get equal opportunity to travel. It indicates democratic value of the poem. Let's see figures of speech used in this stanza. In line number first, there are two figures of speech. The first one is inversion. Explanation of this figure of speech is: words are not used in correct prose order. The correct prose order is: I take to the open road, afoot and light-hearted. The second figure of speech used in this line is metaphor. Explanation of this figure of speech is indirect comparison between journey on a road and journey of life. In line number second, inversion this figure of speech is used. Explanation of this figure of speech is: words are not used in correct prose order. The correct prose order is: the world before me is healthy and free. In line number 3, alliteration this figure of speech is used. Explanation of this figure of speech is: the sound of a bow is repeated pleasingly. Let's see the second stanza. Henceforth I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms, strong and content I travel the open road. In this stanza, we find two new words. The first one is whimper, which means make a series of low, weak, sad cries, especially with fear and pain. The second one is querulous, which means complaining, showing that one is irritated. The speaker says that he does not have to pray for good luck because he is the maker of his own luck. He will no longer cry out of fear or pain. He will not postpone his journey or any work. He is in need of nothing. He is strong and happy to be on the road. He has come out of all criticisms. In the first and second line of this stanza, repetition this figure of speech is used. The explanation of this figure of speech is: word good fortune is repeated for musical effect. In the third and fourth line of this stanza, climax this figure of speech is used. Explanation of this figure of speech is: words are arranged in their ascending order of importance. In line number 5 and 6, there are two figures of speech. The first one is tautology. Explanation of tautology is querulous and criticism express same meaning. Another figure of speech used in these two lines is climax. Explanation of this figure of speech is ideas are arranged in ascending order. In line number 7, inversion this figure of speech is used. Explanation of this figure of speech is I travel the open road strong and content. Let's see the third stanza. The earth that is sufficient. I do not want the constellations any nearer. I know they are very well where they are. I know they are suffice for those who belong to them. In this stanza, we find one new word, that is constellations, which means fate or destiny or stars. The second meaning of this word is influential groups of people. In this stanza, the poet says that the earth is sufficient for him. He will create his luck on the earth itself. He does not desire to be any closer to the stars or fate or influential groups of people. He knows they are fine where they are. He knows that they are good enough for those who belong to them. In the third line of this stanza, repetition this figure of speech is used. The explanation of this figure of speech is words they are repeated. Now see the fourth stanza. Into bracket. Still, here I carry my own delicious burdens. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I am filled with them, and I will fill them in return. In this stanza, there is one new word. It is delicious, which means pleasant or enjoyable or lovely. The last stanza is given in the brackets. It is called as parenthesis. It is almost an afterthought that the speaker decides to throw in, but still it is important. Here, the speaker admits that he is not without his own problems. They are his burdens, but he has no complaints against them. On the contrary, he refers them as delicious. The speaker says that he carries them with him wherever he goes. He says that it is impossible for him to get rid of them. The speaker says that he is filled with burdens and in return he will fill them. Figures of speech used in this stanza. In line number 1, we find paradox. The explanation of this figure of speech is burdens are described as delicious. It is absurd. In the last line of this stanza, repetition this figure of speech is used. The explanation of this figure of speech is the word feel is repeated. Thank you.